Talk about an intro, bro. What is up, Danksters? Welcome back. It is your boy Danks, the American only original Dankster. We're going to have some fun today. We've got some interesting content to cover. And I figured, why not better than Danks to just kick back and cover some of the most vile, insane craziness on YouTube today. This week or what have you. Candace Owens, Laura Loomer, Trump, insanity. There's all kinds of debauchery going on. So hit that like, hit the subscribe, notify yourselves when I come on, because you know I'm always bringing the fire. You don't want to miss it. And there's a reason why they call me Danks. And I think everyone's about figured it out by now. Why? So welcome back to the stream. Hope your Wednesday is treating you right, because we got a loaded one today. So first up, we are going to be talking about Laura Loomer, and we're going to be showing some clips. There's also a tweet or a post going around that Adame Media, or whatever he calls himself, Adame Media 1, has posted. And look, I don't know if there's any truth to it or validity, but we're going to be talking about that and some wild allegations about Loomer and President Trump involving her head in his lap. Just saying. And her own father apparently declined to deny it. So we're going to pull that up. We're going to react to that. We're going to let you decide what you think is going on there. Then we're rolling into Candace's episode 328, because Candace went to work yesterday talking about a variety of things, but specifically Laura Loomer, Donald Trump, and the sanity or insanity around that. After that, we're going to shout out JP Sears, Awaken with JP, because he name dropped your boy Danks yesterday, showed the channel, showed the content about Salem Media's FARA filing. We'll get into a little bit of that. So we're going to play that and thank the man publicly, as he deserves. Also, if you were here for yesterday's live stream with everybody, Jesse on Fire, your boy Danks, and of course, Awaken with JP, thanks for being there. We had a great time. 4,000 people watched live across all of our accounts, and we had a great time. And it's really good to see. It's inspiring to see these men and have all three of us talk about things. And because what we're going to talk about today is so, there's a lot, right? It's a lot of negativity online, and sometimes it's really great to get positivity spread out while we kind of discuss current events. And I think that yesterday was very important. We all enjoyed it. We might do it again soon. I'm sure we'll get together again actually soon. So yeah, thank you to JP. Thank you to Jesse. We had a grand old time. We were laughing in the chat together afterwards. And we're going to show his video he released today. And yeah, we'll go into some of that. I thought it was funny. He talks about Cash Patel suing the Atlantic. And JP was confused about how he could possibly be suing an ocean. So we'll get into that. And then for dessert, we got Jesse on Fire. We're going to cover some of his stuff, basically covering two completely unhinged stories. Albania just appointed an AI as a minister in the parliament, and there's like pregnant with 83 AI children, one for every member. It's like it's crazy, right? That's real. That's happening right now. And then there's a follow-up video of where Sam Altman is allegedly building portals to communicate with aliens, and the Hadron Collider, the one over there that they're smashing particles together to, I don't know, either talk to demons, angels, aliens, or it's a time traveler portal. I don't know. But anyways, hit the like button and share the stream. Drop a comment and let me know what you want to hear from your boy Danks first. Although I already have some things in line, we're going to be talking about Loomer up front. But yeah, let's go ahead and show this right here. Let me see what I got. All right, so this is that. So basically, my face is not looking too okay. We got to go this way. Let's go like that. All right, so this was posted last night, with almost 500,000 views from Adame Media. Wait, did Laura Loomer say she gave head to Donald Trump. So apparently this came, I don't know. I mean, I don't know where this came from, but it says Northeast Shooter NES. But I think this was a conversation with Loomer's dad, maybe, but we'll read through it. So it says, I have copies of several of her prescriptions and photograph of her bedside table and another of her handbag showing medication labels that confirm she was on high doses of powerful antipsychotic drugs. I am not releasing these photographs to the public at the time. The FBI declined to comment on the specifics of Loomer's case, citing confidentiality, but confirmed that it was extremely likely that any citizen with her mental health history would not be permitted a firearm in Florida or any other state. Every member of Laura Loomer's 2020 campaign staff, she had a campaign. What is she running for? Like, what is she doing? Campaign staff approached by me ahead of publication, declined to comment. Each of them gave the same reason: fear of public reprisals. Laura Loomer did not return a request for comment. A tearful Jeff Loomer declined to say over the phone whether he was currently considering another involuntary psychiatric hold for his daughter, given her bizarre claim this week. I'll make it a little bigger if you want, that she has been performing oral sex on President Trump, but did not rule it out. So he declined to comment, but apparently did not rule it out. So, you know, these are pretty bold statements to be made about the president and about Laura Loomer. And so, I don't know. Let me know in the chat. What do you think? You think Laura Loomer's like doming up Trump? I think that's, you know, I feel bad a little bit for Melania. It's like, geez, you got yourself a dime piece there, Donald. But, you know, when the raunchy man comes out, there's nothing putting that back in the bag. I don't know if you guys have seen like the farting videos of Trump, like farting, or like the cocaine allegedly falling out of his nose, or all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean? So if you are yacked out on white, I think anything goes for the most part. I'm speaking from experience. So yeah, we're going to show you a couple of things of Laura crashing out. I just got to show this clip. It's pretty brutal, I got to admit. So trigger warning, it's a little racist. And I'm not saying this, YouTube. I'm playing a clip of Laura Loomer. I almost said Laura Trump. So I don't know if you guys have seen this yet. I don't know if the President Trump or Laura Loomer has done too much coke, or both. But this is some serious. This is pretty intense. So earmuffs on, I guess, maybe for the little ones. Hopefully there's none listening, but.
And for some reason, there's a lot of people that are really afraid of this nappy-headed black bitch who just has a lot to say, but not really a lot to offer. So I'm not afraid of Candace Owens, and I'm happy to match her energy. I'm happy to wrestle in the mud with that bitch and, you know, roll around and hurl insults back and forth with her if that's what she wants to do. I'm not afraid of Candace Owens. There's really honestly nothing that this woman can do to me. There's nothing that Candace Owens can say about me that's going to harm me. Candace,
I mean, she opens up swinging. Just in case you missed it.
There's a lot of people that are really afraid of this nappy-headed black bitch.
Wow. That is like nappy-headed. I can't even say it out loud. What's funny is if you notice, they always resort to insults, and insults, they only carry so much weight, because is Candy nappy headed? I haven't seen that. I've seen where maybe it was nappy before she did it, but I mean, she can't affect what her bloodline is and her hair and stuff, but I've never seen her nappy headed. So I think it's just a random insult. She doesn't have much to say. Let's see what else she's
going to
got.
harm me. Candace Owens is a liar, okay? And she's a deeply insecure woman who is very unloved at the end of the day. This is a woman who is allegedly in a relationship with a gay man who is always going to feel the rejection of her family, the rejection of her mother, the rejection of her family that she claims left her alone when she was 14 years old, right? To fend for herself. This is a girl whose parents gave up on her at a very young age.
That's not true, actually. From my research, Candace Owens actually had the full support of her parents. She was getting attacked at like 16, 17 in high school, like verbally attacked. People didn't like Candace, and she actually ended up suing. I don't know if it was the school, but she won $38,000 in a lawsuit. I'm pretty sure that her parents helped her with that.
And she is not loved. And as I said, God hates you, Candace. God hates you. Your husband hates you. Humanity hates you. Everybody who loved Charlie Kirk hates you. Your children.
Wow. How can she just lie like that? That's so crazy. Man.
Children are 100% going to hate you.
Oh,
and if what
shit.
Milo is saying about your husband allegedly getting plunged in the ass by other men is true, your husband, the person that you're supposed to grow old and died with, hates you, Candace. So just, there's one thing that you need to do, Candace. You need to just internalize how hated you are. Okay?
I mean, I don't know how Candace pops out 4 kids with the dude that hates her. I mean, you could like hate sex with somebody, I guess. But I don't think he hates her.
I just understand how much oxygen you're stealing and what a shame it is, how much oxygen you are robbing from this planet. I think there needs to be like a quota on the oxygen.
Oh shit. They're coming with the oxygen quota. Bro, is this a soft rollout oxygen tax? Oh man.
That Candace is allowed to consume. Just understand how hated you are. I just want you to internalize every single time you do your show and you think that you are, spreading your truth. Just internalize how hated you are, Candace, and just know that you are truly irredeemable. Nothing you say or do is ever going to be able to redeem your dark soul and your dark heart.
Woo! Shots fired. What is she saying?
That she has so much resentment for white. Candace Owens is just this one resentful ghetto black bitch. Like that's literally what she is.
Oh my gosh, bro.
She's a racist too. Like you could listen to this, and I'm not a racist person, right? Like I don't hate black people, but I say she's a ghetto black bitch because
shout out to Henry Ford dropping these bangers. I gotta give you a follow.
You have to listen to the way that she has so much resentment for white girls, like white girls with blonde hair and blue eyes. And I'm originally a blonde too. I have blonde hair and blue eyes, right?
I'm originally a blonde American girl, and I just lie to everyone and say that I'm Jewish. No big deal. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to get ahead of the curve in case, all the Christians try to get killed. Yeah, I'm just saying.
Maybe that's why Candace has so much resentment towards me. But listen to the way that she describes how traumatizing it was for her to go on a play date as a young black girl in Connecticut at the home of a wealthy white blonde girl with blue eyes. And she really sees Erica Kirk as that white blonde girl that got everything that she wanted while her mommy and daddy didn't love her. Mommy and daddy didn't love me. And I was jealous of the white blonde girl growing up who had mommy and daddy. So now I'm going to dedicate my life to destroying every pretty white blonde girl that has a happy family because I don't have.
You know what's crazy is like these are the projection type, right? Where you think that this is how, like, I have a feeling this is how she feels, right? Or how she would imagine she would feel if she was Candace. And that's just a lot of projection talk. A lot of people, they end up putting out what they think or feel onto somebody else. That's what projection is. And so when you see someone speak like this, it gives you some really valuable insight onto how they actually would feel regarding a particular situation or what have you.
Have a happy family. I don't have a happy family, and my husband is allegedly getting his ass plunged by Milo Yiannopoulos. So I'm going to destroy.
Did Milo really say that? I got to look for that. Did Milo really say this? I got to find that clip. Let me find that. I'm going to show you a little something after this
Thing that
finishes.
I've wanted to destroy since I was a young little black girl whose parents didn't love her.
Oof, that's so brutal, bro. But yeah, so twice
Candace Owens just
she attacked her
is
race.
one resentful ghetto black bitch like that.
My gosh. And then here,
And for some reason, there's a lot of people that are really afraid of this nappy-headed black bitch.
I mean, I didn't say it. She is acting a fool. That is, and I don't even agree anyway. So I'm gonna look real quick for the. That was the first time I watched it. What is his name? Milo. I know who he is. It's just Milo Myonopolis or whatever. Milo says, Candace husband gay. Can we find that clip? I wonder if we could find it real quick. Media. I wonder if Milo, Candace, husband, gay. Did he really say that? I'm like, screw here. I'll show you what I'm looking at. I'm just trying to find like if there's a clip or anything. Laura Loomer is telling her mutual. Here, let me see. So you claim Candace's husband is gay. You're mad that she broke up with somebody else before you're getting married. I mean, I don't know where Milo would say that. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. Oh, I'm not even showing you what I'm looking at. Let me see. There's no media on it. There's just pictures. Oh, does he say it here?
To be nice about Candace, none. She tried to get me fired from Yeezy when she didn't know that I was doing. I was working in the bus's best interest. Okay, she went in hard trying to get Kanye West to fire me, and it was over the course of months. I have no reason to be nice about her. Zero, none.
Let me ask you a question.
But on this issue, I have more sympathy with her than I do with the other side.
Is there anything else?
It is certainly true that in recent years there was a drifting of Turning Point and Candace, and perhaps something of a drifting between between Charlie and Candace. Maybe it was the pressure from his donors that we now know he was speaking about later, just before his death, saying that was the reason it was pushing him anti-Israel. Maybe he was initially convinced to distance himself from Candace as a result of the pressure we know for a fact because they confirmed it.
So I'm gonna give you a hard.
She is, at the same time, was systematically extinguish the light of anybody who could not be controlled. And I'm one of them, and I'm going to tell you what happened. When you hear rumors about sexual impropriety about me now, most people are like, yeah, probably true.
You know what's funny is Milo, I watched this interview with him. Maybe it was this one, but he was talking about how he's like, I'm not gay. I just like to have sex with dudes. There's no such thing as gay. I think the guy is very interesting. I mean, he does say interesting things, and I kind of like some of the things he says. He's like the most reasonable, insane person I've ever heard on the internet.
There's a reason for that. Charlie, when I was at the height of my fame, the height of my popularity, Charlie made up a rumor that I was having sex with children on campuses, underage boys on college campuses, and I was selling them drugs.
Charlie made that up? He said that? I've never heard of that.
And he did that because there was no other way they could seize a monopoly on college campuses because I was just so totally dominant. And they didn't have anybody in the influencer line because at that time, Charlie was just really...
This is the Tim Pool. Okay, let me go look for that. We're going to do a side show real quick. I want to find that because that is a really good show. Tim Pool Milo. Tim Pool Milo. There was one really good one. Let me see. Is it this one? Tim Pool Milo Candace. Okay, I think I can find it. There's all these clips. It's so crazy. Timcast, IRL. And then if I search his channel, let me see if I can find Milo. All right. Mary Poppins. Here, hold on. Is this the one? Full playlist, Wednesday. No. Hold on. I got to find the right one. Sorry, y'all. We're doing a side quest right now. Is this the one?
My point is, she is doing a soap opera
Where
she is triggering the emotions of women. It's female coded. I didn't say it was wrong. I didn't say it was morally wrong. I said this is a show for women.
It's intentional. You absolutely have said it's morally wrong.
No.
Milo absolutely have said that her behavior is morally wrong.
What I have said is
like that's obviously the impression you've left, but you've said
what I
very
have
strong
said is
statement.
specific about how she is telling people to pull their funding from Turning Point.
Yeah,
and she's destroying the coalition. Democrats are going to win in the midterms because of what she is doing.
Who cares?
And she said, "No, I care."
Is anybody in this room still on Team Epstein? Because I'm not.
What? That's so random, but not at the same time. What's crazy is like Tim Pool, he literally came out and he was like, I was wrong about Donald Trump. I think I bookmarked the post. I'll show you in a second.
Wait,
I don't think there's a I am terribly sorry. I am not on Team Epstein. I don't give a.
But my Republican congressman isn't Trump. It's the midterms. It's not Trump.
How does your local
Bro, these guys with the freaking midterms, dude. What a loser.
Republican congressman affect your life? He doesn't.
He does.
I actually would prefer it not if the Democrats win the midterms and then start committees and then start arresting media personalities and doing what they did
impeaching
Peter
Trump
Navarro.
We knew that when we elected the guy. We knew that was coming. It's either coming now or it's coming in 2 years or it's coming in 4 years. I mean, what's your point?
It doesn't have to come.
Just not now.
No, it doesn't have to come if we stop the self-inflicted.
Oh yeah, sure.
To say that,
and that's wanted. Just inventing a story about yourself, a backstory about yourself that nobody even bothers checking.
Okay. Well, I thought I could find it. Let me see.
Jeffrey Epstein was considered by everybody who voted for Donald Trump.
Okay, I don't want to get too far down the rabbit hole. All right, so if you're coming in late, because I know there's like 300 more people from when I first played the clip, so I'll just play this one again real quick because I think this is just so savage, and then we're gonna jump into what Candace Owens showed yesterday on her show. If you didn't see it.
And for some reason, there's a lot of people that are really afraid of this nappy-headed black bitch who just has a lot to say, but not really a lot to offer. So I'm not afraid of Candace Owens. And
woo, shots fired, bro. All right, so let's see what Candace has to say. Let me know in the chat if you think Laura Loomer is actually like. Let me know what you think about her, because I can't believe, like, when Candace laid it out the way she did in this episode, it really was like, oh man, she's kind of right. Like, Laura Loomer has got the ear of Trump, and there's a problem with that, right? So let's see what Candace says. I think it's very interesting.
Kind of did say that, but yeah, if you could just respond to that, that'd be great. Anyway, on to greener pastures, I guess. Greener pastures. Laura Loomer is trending for a tweet that she directed.
Savage. That is so savage. She puts the jigsaw
To me yesterday that upset a lot of people. It upset them because it was just so shockingly dark and demonic. This is the tweet that I am referring to that's trending. It's directed to me after yesterday's episode. She said, "God hates you." At Real Candace O. It's why he gave Charlie to Erica and why you didn't even get to say goodbye to him. God hates you. Look in the mirror and internalize how much God hates you. We all hate you. Humanity hates you. And you are irredeemable. And this caused a reaction across the internet. I think like 6,000 people replied to that tweet alone in a ratio. And I think I was going, why are people surprised by this? And I realized,
I mean, a grown. I'm gonna give a little rant after this.
We don't know who Laura Loomer is, and I think maybe these people don't take us literally when we say that Trump, that's one of his top advisors, is surrounded by people who are quite literally in need of an exorcism. I'm not saying that for dramatic effect. I am saying literally he is surrounding himself with people that are, I think, demonstrably demonic. Right? Like that's what people were so like, that's just demonic. That's very straight. It doesn't hurt anybody's feelings. It makes me uncomfortable to be around you. That seems like you worship Baal. That's why you would say something like that. That's
Baal. They do it for Baal, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know, you can go on my channel anytime, type in "they do it for Baal," and I think you get an idea. I made a song called "They Do It for Baal." I mean, it's pretty damn good if I say so myself.
Very weird thing to say. And that's kind of what I'm trying to clue you guys into. That is why Laura Loomer has become significant because we can look at her to understand the erraticism of Donald Trump, our president. He doesn't seem like the same person. He seems as though he has been possessed. That's his top advisor, according to.
That's well said. It is very interesting to watch Trump radicalize further and further into this mega demonic troll that we're all witnessing in real time. And it's a great, people say, show me your friends and I'll show you who you are, right? And Laura Loomer is inner circle, right? I mean, if you missed it, literally her dad declined to comment because basically this is from Jeff Loomer. A tearful Jeff Loomer declined to say over the phone whether he was considering another involuntary psychiatric hold for his daughter, given her bizarre claim this week that she has been performing oral sex on President Trump, but did not rule it out. Bro. I mean, he is holding on to her like that's his chick, bro. No?
To her multiple times a day, she speaks to him on the phone. One of the first phone calls he made after attacking Iran was to Laura Loomer. And so it was important for me to break down who she is and to make sure that you lower your expectations when it comes to people like her. Like I said, her goal is to harm people psychologically by lying, just by lying openly.
We saw she lies, she spews racist, lying rhetoric out of her mouth like it's nothing. What's up, Christy? Thank you for donating for the mods. Appreciate you. Love you too, girl. Thank you. Larry's losing her marbles again. Does she ever stop?
All the time. And I want you to know that in her own words, she has admitted.
This was yesterday's Candace's show. And then I think this was the reaction yesterday after the show. Because they posted this. Henry posted this last night, like 12 hours ago. This is another clip. I don't know. I'll show in case people are new, just showing up because there's 700. I think when I started playing, it was like 250 or something. So here's another clip from Larry.
Candace Owens is just this one resentful ghetto black bitch. Like that's literally what she is. She's a racist too. Like you could listen to this, and I'm not a racist person, right? Like I don't hate black people, but I say she's a ghetto black bitch because you have to listen to the way that she has so much resentment for white girls, like white girls with blonde hair and blue eyes. And I'm originally a blonde too. I have blonde hair and blue eyes, right? Maybe that's why Candace has so much resentment towards me. But
what the hell? What is rolling around in her head? Maybe that's why Candace has so much resentment for me, because I used to be blonde and blue eyes.
Listen,
crazy bitch,
to the way that she describes how traumatizing it was for her to go on a play date as a young black girl in Connecticut at the home of a wealthy white blonde girl with blue eyes. And she really sees Erica Kirk as that white blonde girl that got everything that she wanted while her mommy and daddy didn't love her. Mommy and daddy didn't love me. And I was jealous of the white blonde girl growing up who had mommy and daddy. So now I'm going to dedicate my life to destroy.
It's all made up. It's all bullshit. Like I already said in the beginning of the stream, I'll say it again. Her parents helped her sue the school for being attacked. Yeah, I don't know. When people are like suing schools and getting attacked and like, I don't know. Sometimes like I had a really rough experience growing up because I'm half Iranian. And I was born in Nashville, but we lived in Memphis. And so Memphis is like blacks, like country ass, like hood blacks. And then, and I love them, I vibe with that. And then like redneck, like real country white folk. And I was like this Cuban, Iranian, Arab looking like, or, I don't know, my dad had a strong accent and shit. So I grew up getting beat up a lot in school, jumped, like people calling me a sand nigger and shit. It was a little crazy. So, there was a point actually, because I identify like with someone who gets hated on a lot, but I don't know like what her high school was like or growing up in school was like. But like for me, I can understand why it happened because I was Middle Eastern Hispanic growing up in a black and white Southern Bible Belt town, right? Very small city called Collierville, Tennessee. And so the racism there was rich. And so I don't know. I don't know why she would get. I actually had to be escorted for a brief while at the end of my high school. Even in California, I was being racially attacked. A lot of it was 9/11. So I was being escorted by security to school, to classrooms it was so embarrassing. But every time I walked anywhere, I would get jumped or beat up. And a lot of it had to do with me being like, I was an athlete, I sold weed, like the football players' girlfriends liked me or whatever, so I also contributed to that. You know what I mean? Like I wasn't doing myself any favors by like smoking weed with the star quarterback's girlfriend and then smashing her in the school bathroom. But that being said, I kind of wanted to do that because fuck them. I hated them. They were assholes.
To her addiction, which she has described as cocaine.
I'm just saying I contributed to that by my own getting beat up because I didn't care. You know what I mean? I used their words against me to fuck their girlfriends. So I don't know. That was how I was in high school. I've obviously changed, but
to Spectator, because she'll say, "Oh, it doesn't matter. This person's lying." Take Laura in her own words. In an article that was done by the Spectator here, which was called "The Tale of Laura Loomer," which was published in 2019, where she described having anxiety and depression. She wrote, "I had really bad anxiety and depression, and then I started to basically deal with depression by doing cocaine. I was never a drug user before, but I was using cocaine to kind of deal with it." Laura was 23 years old.
And look, I don't want to look, I think a lot of people, even if they'll say it or not, has had a lot of problem with drugs. Anybody that's known me long enough knows that I battled a lot of drugs. It was like freaking MMA in my life with heroin and cocaine and ecstasy. And it was like octagon like every day for like freaking 2 decades. But so I'm not like, I think it's fine. You have an issue with cocaine. She's talked about it. But the being held against her will in a psychiatric facility, that could come from cocaine usage, and also like insanity can come from that too, right? I've also had cocaine psychosis this is like 20 years ago, but maybe like 10 actually. After I got off heroin, I was doing cocaine, and like that was the only drug I could do that I knew that I wouldn't like lose my job because I wouldn't show up to work. I was always awake, So I identify with Laura. Like, I get it. I get you, girl.
Continues, "There were phases when I wouldn't sleep for..."
I think I'm saying way too much. Okay.
"In depression." She wrote, "I had really bad anxiety and depression, and then I started to basically deal with depression by doing cocaine. I was never a drug user before, but I was using cocaine to kind of deal with it." Laura was 23 years old. She continues, "There were phases when I wouldn't sleep for 3 days straight. And one morning I woke up and drove myself to a cliff, and it was cold and kind of snowy outside. It was February. I tried to kill myself, like legitimately tried to kill myself." Okay. So you can understand why she's not.
That's sad. That's kind of sad. You don't want anyone to do that to themselves. You know what I mean? But there's bottoms, right? People go through, like, cocaine is a really bad drug. Like, it's really bad. And then when you stop using it or when you really want it, there's like nothing else that you can do. It just takes over your inner being. I don't know how to explain it.
Allowed to own guns. Suicide is nothing to mock, but it is something that she uses as one of her tools. Often she, like I told you yesterday, she makes suicidal threats, and there is an aspect of her that feels very homicidal. I'm not being funny. I'm not trying to be ironic when I say that this is a person who should not have access to the president of the United States. And everybody.
And this is where I started. I thought that she has a very interesting and appropriate angle.
Everybody sees that. And the fact that people reflect and think if something happened to Trump, like I told you, people in, as I understand it, Melania's inner circle have said this, that she would be the most likely person to harm Donald Trump. And what would be crazy in the retrospect is that the whole world would go, yeah, duh. Like if she harmed a person, everyone would look around and go, every single sign was there. 50 states you can't own a gun in, things that you have said and shared about yourself, threats that you have made to other people, the manner in which you attack children. Like she wants my children to suffer, as she said yesterday. She wants my children to suffer and live on the streets because she doesn't like that I'm against what Israel is doing. She's attacking my lawyers.
That's the core, right? That is the core, right? When it all comes back, it seems, to Israel. Funny story. Do you guys know, put a 1 in the chat if you know who Clavicular is? It was something I learned yesterday on the live, and then I was texting with Jesse and JP Sears. Apparently, let me do a quick look. Clavicular nightclub, Miami, Miriam Adelson. Let me see if I can find a picture. So, okay. Let me see. So what I heard, let me see if I can find it. So Clavicular, you know who he is? Okay, I see a bunch of 1s in the chat. So apparently this guy opens up a nightclub on the 15th, so a week ago, called Baccara in Miami Beach. And apparently he had donated $5 million, or he had contributed $5 million. And then Miriam Adelson was there and had a table apparently. And Clavicular was at her table all night. And I'll just read, I'm not going to, I don't want to say who said it, but I'll read from our text chat. They made a really great point, and they said it's fascinating that Clavicular being tied in with Israel money, as he is blatantly and a figurehead promoting degeneracy among American men, that definitely rhymes with who the porn industry comes from and how that degenerates the minds and strength of men, quote unquote. And I think that there's something very intriguing there. I wonder if are there any X posts or images I can see of this opening night with Adelson and Clavicular? Let's see if we can find some, because then you start to see they're contributing to the downfall. And you say you're the American ally, search for leaked media. Let's take a look here. Let me duplicate this, go to X. And let me look in here. Clavicular, Baccara, Miami. Media. Oh, what is this?
All right, one second, brother. I'll be right back. Come over here.
That's my mom.
How are you? Nice to meet you.
Oh my God. And this is Sean from Israel too.
Nice to meet you as well.
Sean from Israel.
Wow, how are you guys?
Hello. How are
What do you think? Place is looking good, right?
I did. That's my dad.
Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you, sir. Clap. How you guys doing? Thank you. Clap. Nice to meet you guys. Clap. How are you? Nice to meet you. Clap. Thanks for coming, guys.
These guys actually they have a trip from Israel. They're bringing 50 kids that have cancer, terminally ill kids that have cancer.
Why do you think that there's so many of them from Israel?
Asshole afford a $5 million club. He's been, streaming for 4 months. Yeah, he makes money on Kick. Yeah, he makes money on Stake. Well, now you guys know he makes money on OnlyFans, but still, how did he get a $5 million club, right? Well, I'm going to show you how. Because his friend Energetic was live streaming in Clab's house. Clab walks in the door and he says, cut the camera. Shut the camera.
Sorry, I can't turn the audio up. I know it's quiet, but
because he didn't want people to see who he was meeting with. So this is Clab's friend Energetic, another asshole who got famous for doing nothing but being bald and getting his wig knocked off his head in public. Well, while he was live streaming, in walks Clav, waving his hand around like an asshole to cut the camera. And when you look behind him, you see this mysterious guy walking in the door with with his Sharmuta wife behind him and his security guard. Now, this is Highway
Sharmuta
Pete,
what?
the guy who really owns the Baccarat Club, and he came to have a secret meeting with Clav, but he's got a bit of a shady past. He's a convicted felon and rumored to be tied to the Israeli mob. I didn't even know they had mobs in Israel. What is that shit?
And this is Sharon from Israel too. Nice to meet you as well. Glad. How are you guys? What do you think? Place is looking good, right? Hi, how are you? Nice to meet you, sir. Glad.
An enforcer for an Israeli crime group has been sentenced to more than 10 years in federal prison for racketeering. Highway Need, a 35-year.
Wow. Who would have thought, huh? Promoting degeneracy. I wanted to find that Adelson, but that was plenty. So this is the club? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I get it. Okay. It all falls back to Israel. Seemingly interesting. Okay.
Attacking my in-laws. That is the kind of person who is dangerous to themselves and to others. And so how did she deal with her cocaine addiction? If you're wondering why it seems like she tweets every 5 minutes and like she's deep in the throes of a manic episode, well, she explains in this article, I have nothing to lose now. And by the way, this is in the context of her having lost her Twitter access. This is, I have nothing to lose now, so it's liberating, she says. I became addicted to social media. I kind of lived off of the adrenaline. It's not a very healthy lifestyle to live because when you stop using cocaine, for example, you learn to cope with anxiety and depression in other ways. I pretty much substituted my lows for adrenaline rushes on Twitter. When I got banned, I was honestly having withdrawals.
That makes a lot of sense. If you're addicted to, if you're an addict, you can easily find yourself, from speaking from experience, addicted to other things that aren't drugs, right? I personally got addicted to work, coding, content, research. Anything I do, I'm pretty intense about it because I don't do drugs anymore. I barely drink, you know. When I say I barely drink, like I have a beer or two. Like I had I had 3 beers last night while I was cooking steak. And that was like the first time I drank. Even in Vegas, I didn't drink. So it's the first time I drank probably since a month ago, maybe.
Okay. So it's a drug for her. Like Twitter is a drug for her. And that's why she tweets into the wee hours of the morning saying crazy things, spiraling in these manic episodes. And so I just want to make that clear to you. These are the people, when you look at what Donald Trump is saying, what he is doing, and what.
Can I get addicted to the YouTube chat? What do you think I'm doing this for, man? If I wasn't addicted to the YouTube chat, I would be making videos and they're just throwing them out there. That's why I live stream, because I like the engagement with the chat.
Why he just does not seem like he is steady right now. Like he does not seem like there is a sane voice. He went from having the advice of people like Charlie Kirk and radically flipped that to people like Laura Loomer and Paula White Kane. Okay. This is a real clip of Laura Loomer when she did Alex Jones a few years ago. Take a listen.
This is brutal. And so she's building this story here, and it really starts to land and make a lot of sense when you've got the Trump's ear, President Trump, the president's ear so tightly, and then you've got her father saying or not saying, like pleading the fifth, that no comment on is her. Like if you were at, like imagine you, like if someone asked me if my daughter was giving the president head and it was true, I would probably just say no. Like, but it's very interesting that, I mean, I haven't been through that treacherous experience of having an addict daughter who's obviously a psycho. And so you've got your daughter in the media constantly attacking people, like being arrested or being held against her will, handcuffing herself to the Twitter place, the Twitter location. Like, you know, when you're a father and you have those experiences, I'm sure that takes a toll. And this even says a tearful Jeff Loomer declined to say whether he was currently considering another involuntary psychiatric hold for his daughter. So this declining to say about the involuntary psychiatric hold for his daughter was based on the premise of her bizarre claim this week that she's been performing head on President Trump, oral sex, but did not rule it out. So this whole thing, I don't know when this was, but oh, look at this picture right here. Wow. Oh, where's Monica Lewinsky? Why'd you put Trump here? Oh, I get why you put Trump there. Ew, that's gay. Oh my gosh. But watch how Laura Loomer acts. It's a little crazy, bro.
But what are they doing? I want to know what people are actually going to do. My life is ruined. Does anybody understand how ruined my life is? I'm sick of it. I don't want to listen to people tell me that I'm a conspiracy theorist. They don't know what it's like to be me. My life is ruined, Alex.
Ah, my life is ruined. Yeah, your life is ruined. What do you mean? You know what? Actually, I got to share something with you guys. I have to share this. It's one of the best things I think I could have shared. I wish it got more views, but hold on. I just found the best hour of your day. Doom scroll these comments. Thank me after. So if you go through these comments, I mean, Laura Loomer said, if you come for me, you better be ready to throw down because I will fuck you up so hard. JP says, you don't sound stable. You sound like someone who's been involuntarily committed to a mental institution. I mean, you could literally scroll through here for hours, doom scrolling. I had like people in DC hit me up. Like yo, thanks for posting that. It didn't get a lot of views, but they're like, I just spent like 20 minutes doom scrolling Laura. Thank you. You know, it's so funny, bro. You're not allowed to own a gun because you're legally insane and you're not going to do shit. But it's more the pictures. Mossad agent in movies, Mossad agent in real life. Bro, this is so brutal. Let's go a little bit more. Like what your plastic surgeon did to you? Ooh. We all want Laura Loomer to shut the fuck up. Your madam's apple is showing, Larry. Oh my goodness. Oh, dude, have you guys seen this?
Your hair and your eyes look so good. You're like beautiful.
Thank you. Okay, I think Candace actually shows this. So let's wait.
So forget Laura Loomer. The question you should be asking yourself is Donald Trump mentally fit to be president? If he makes a conscious decision to tweet out that Tucker Carlson and Megyn Kelly and Candace Owens are mentally ill, while he invites into his inner circle advice about what he should do to Iran, a person like Laura Loomer, who, like I said, when we're calling her crazy and we're talking, this is a clinical diagnosis. It's not an opinion. It's not funny. We're not using the word loosely. This is a clinical diagnosis. I personally think that Trump needs an intervention. I don't think the back forth, when I see the erraticism of the way he tweets, it's almost as if I
put a poll in the chat. Do you think Donald Trump needs to be removed from office? I'd love to know your thoughts. I'm going to show that Laura Loomer clip real quick. But yeah, so Candace makes some really good statements. If Laura Loomer is this close to Trump, if she's engaging with Trump at this level where he's taking her advice on Iran war, he went from having the likes of Charlie Kirk, the likes of good people, Joe Kent in his inner circle, to Laura Loomer and Bibi Netanyahu and Lindsey Graham. And he's doing insane things, you know? I'll show this clip on Larry real quick. Let me read some of these. What's up, Duchess of Camelot? Loomer told a group that she was engaged to be married. Does anybody have any idea who would marry her? You know, there's a lot of guys out there that just want attention and would probably marry her. Why not? I mean, if you're a dude with nothing, you know, and you could get yourself a little, you know, she domes up, right? So I don't know. I mean, why not? Fuck it. I love lots. I love lots of thank you for joining. Butt Bush, welcome. MDG, 10 banger, $10 banger. What do you think of the crowdsourced The Truth and I Am John Colin's video on the UVU drones? Yeah, there's drones, obviously. me and Project Constitution, back when I was working with him on the side, he was my side piece. I stopped working with him. He wasn't my side. I'm just messing around. We did content together for a brief moment, and we looked at those video clips of the drones and stuff like that. Look, we're not gonna get the truth out of any of that stuff. Like, I really personally, like, we need to believe what we see, right? If you believe that those clips are real, then yeah, like, why wouldn't you? I mean, there's very clearly drones in the sky. So, like, there's nothing to think about. Don't overthink stuff just because people are telling you other things that you might see as not true. Just look, and you can either trust what you see or not. There's certain things I trust, certain things I don't. I don't see any reason why you would fake drones in the sky, but I do see reasons why other things would be faked. Officially creeped out and thoroughly disgusted. Yeah, I hear you. You want to hear about creeped out? This was creeped out. Here, let me see. So this is kind of creepy. I've been in this position before, not gonna lie, where you got like some drunk chick trying to, like, you know, I don't know what she's trying to do, but she's trying something. I'll tell you that. So sorry, Rumblers, if I'm going over to the chat to see if you guys. What's up, Rumblers? What up, Rumblers? I didn't forget about you. The keeper's keeper.
Your hair and your eyes look so good. You're like beautiful.
Thank you.
You're like an Aryan degenerate goddess.
Thank you.
I love it.
Thank you. You're Aryan too.
I know, but I'm Jewish.
It's okay.
Because you're such a cutie.
Don't mess my hair. God damn it. Fix it.
Dude, so annoying. So annoying. She thinks she's being cute.
Fix my hair. Did you fix it?
I did. But like that picture you posted on Instagram recently when you got like reinstated on Facebook was so hot. Like, seriously.
I appreciate it.
It's so good.
It's a good picture.
Your skin and the Nazis hate me.
It's fun.
The alt-right people want to put me in a gas chamber because they're obsessed with the Jews.
I think they're just memeing on you, but it's okay.
It's okay. I don't care. I love it.
It'd be like,
I don't care. I love it. She's so cringe, bro. Listen to that again.
Nazis hate me.
The Nazis hate me. Why does she care?
it's fun.
The alt-right people want to put me in a gas chamber because they're obsessed with the Jews.
I think they're just memeing on you, but it's okay.
You guys know that she's not actually a Jew, right? Like, she just made it up.
It's okay.
Right.
I don't care. I love it.
It'd be like that sometimes.
I know. They're just jealous because I have big tits and an Ashkenazi IQ.
Yes, that's what it is.
Yeah.
You got it.
Anyway.
He said, yeah, that's what it is. You got it.
Next time you're in New York, let me know. We'll hang out. Bring your girlfriend to New York sometime and we'll all hang out.
I just have, you know, when you're like talking to an old grandpa and he hasn't flossed his teeth in like 20 years. And you get that really wretched, like, I think that her breath smells like that. I just imagine from, you know, I'm just saying it could be that.
We'll go to like really cool restaurants.
He keeps trying to like move his head and like, bro, you stink.
And hang out and we'll have a blast.
Yes, I will bring my girlfriend.
Yeah, I want to meet. What's Becca?
Yeah.
Becca.
Yes.
She's so sweet.
Look at how her arm is on him. Like, she's like, yeah, come on. You know you want that. Come get this. Come get this.
Yeah, of course.
Yes, you'll meet her.
You guys are so sweet. I hope it works out because, like,
look at homie back here.
like I said,
he's like,
I know it's all in that. Like, I know everything you do on Twitter is like so fake and not real, but
Yeah,
like,
it's all fake.
it's so sweet that you like and your girlfriend have been together for 3 years. I love it.
I know, it's all an act.
Do you know something? Like, I'm gonna tell you a secret. Like, do you know so many people in this movement who preach trad life are like fucking people on the side and like cheating on their partners? Like,
That's so bad.
Like, they're not even like really trad life.
Such
Like,
scum.
like my ex is like dating somebody who's like super trad life, and she was like fucking my boyfriend while we were dating, and like ruined our relationship.
her ex-husband married a trad wife who's fucking her boyfriend. God, someone needs it. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna should we pray for her? I need a good verse. I'm just gonna open up. Let's just randomly pray for Laura Loomer through a verse. All right, so I'm on Job. I just randomly picked Job 4:3. After this opened his mouth and cursed his day, and Job spake and said, let the day perish wherein I was born, and the night in which it was said, there is a man-child conceived. Let the day be darkness, let not God regard it from above, neither let the light shine upon it. Let darkness and the shadow of death stain it. Let a cloud dwell upon it. Let the blackness of the day terrify it. As for the night, let darkness seize upon it. Let it not be joined unto the days of the year. Let it not come into the number of the months. Lo, let the night be solitary. Let no joyful voice come therein. I don't know if that was the best one. For the thing which I greatly feared is come upon me, and that which I was afraid of is come unto me. I was not in safety, neither had I rest, neither was I quiet, yet trouble came. Amen. Trouble came. Laura, I'll pray for you. I got you. I got you, girl. We'll get you all right with God, hopefully, maybe not, allegedly, maybe, possibly. Okay. So we're going to move to the next segment of the live stream today. After I just like destroyed the sanity of pretty much everyone in this chat. Sorry, I apologize. But well, I will say first and foremost, a grown woman who has the ear of the United States president multiple times a day wakes up, drinks her coffee, opens up X, and her first thought is to tell another woman that God hates her. Not that God is disappointed, not that God is testing her. God hates you, Candace. That's the message. And then she doubles down and says, Charlie dying without Candace saying goodbye, without saying goodbye to Candace was God's judgment. Think about what kind of person types that out, like, and reads it back and hits post. This is the person we're told is running point on foreign policy advice to the president. This is who's getting giving and getting late night phone calls or regular phone calls before and after Iran strikes. This is who's sitting in rooms making recommendations about the war, and she can't even make it through a Tuesday without telling a grieving widow that the university, not a grieving widow, a grieving friend, that the universe hates her guts, right? Like, this is where we're at. So I want everybody at home to understand something. You don't get to that place overnight. That kind of venom, that kind of joy at somebody else's pain, that's built over years. That's built over a lot of bags of cocaine. That's built over a lot of time in institutions and a lot of time around people that are in her orbit that do not have the best, they're just not the best friends for her, right? I mean, look, let me ask you something. If your cousin behaved like this at Thanksgiving, you'd stop inviting her, right? If your coworker behaved like this on Slack, HR would put her on leave and probably fire her. If your neighbor behaved like this at a HOA meeting for your house, for your community, you'd probably move, or you would, like, I don't know, file a complaint. But somehow, this is who the most powerful man on earth takes counsel from on a daily basis. And it very might well be that she just gives some really good head. I mean, good head can make you crazy. You know what I mean? I don't know. I'm just saying. I don't even know if it's true. I said it might be that she gives. I mean, I don't know. Just saying. Could be true. Could not be. It's probably not. I have no idea. But where are we going next? I think we've got, okay. Let's close this. I'm tired of Laura. Sick of her. Oh, I thought it was interesting. I know that this, I'm not going to play it, but James Lee, he did show something. I hadn't heard of this before where the flag, well, I might play a little bit. Yeah. Like the flag. So this is in Butler. Trump was actually shot. And apparently the flag and like camera and everything, photographers being put right into motion. I think it's very interesting. No, this isn't new content, but he's recycling it. I think it should be talked.
You guys see it, right? Why does it look like the flag is being lowered into position just as photographers are being ushered in to take photographs? Right there, no
Very
flag,
interesting.
and now there's a flag. Let's look at it again. Okay, there's no flag.
You
Trump
can
is
see the
just gotten
crane.
up
The crane is actually
from
moving.
being shot.
I mean, the crane actually does move down, and then they left it. Like, this is not responsible to let the president up into this space right here after. Like, how do you not know there's another shooter? You know what I mean? Let's see. Should we play JP or Jesse? Chat real quick. Let me know. I think there's a really good part in here that JP he does mention on Erica Kirk. Here, let's just do this.
Why'd the vice president still appear? That almost say event in Georgia where she was Erica Kirk. What Erica Kirk do now? Well, I'm glad you asked, because last week Erica Kirk canceled her scheduled appearance at TPUSA event in Georgia, where she was set to interview Vice President J.D. Vance on stage. An event which turned out to have very low attendance. Erica claimed to have received death threats as her reason for canceling her appearance. And
I said, I believe Erica Kirk canceled her event to show up with the vice president the day because of death threats, the day I believe my daughter is actually Jesus Christ. I actually made that post. Because if the president is there and Secret Service is there, you have nothing to worry about.
There were indeed actual threats. That's the right call. However, many people who have an addiction to logic were left scratching their heads saying, well, if there were actual death threats, why'd the vice president still appear? That almost doesn't make any sense. Well, to all the Erica Kirk skeptics out there, there's a perfectly good explanation, which is the Secret Service found no credible threats.
Dude, how crazy. The secret, like the NSA or whoever put out an announcement. You know why? I bet you because of the fact that they tried to spin it that way, it pissed off JD Vance, and he's like, fuck them. Put out the information, let them know there was no threats, nothing credible, because we don't want America thinking that we're unsafe. You know what I mean? Like, if she thinks that she can just get away with lying about a death threat while the vice president is in the same facility, that's not a good look for America in general, and it's not a good look for the president or the safety thereof, especially after Butler, especially after Charlie, especially after all the assassination attempts. And then you're going to go out here and say, like, oh, I'm more at risk than the VP? Bro, give me a break. Give me a break. I don't care what anybody says. She's lying. That's a lie. I'm not saying she's lying about death threats, but you didn't cancel because of that. I'm just saying.
That's why the vice president was there. We'll move on. And move on is what she indeed did, because less than a week later, she had an event with President Trump that she was able to appear at. And because it's true that she's just a grieving widow, let's take a look at what grief currently looks like.
Turning Point USA CEO and Chair, Erica Kirk.
Bro, who comes out to this? Like, does she actually think she is Nicki Minaj? What kind of shit is this?
They dialed down the pyrotechnics a bit. I think that's a better look for the optic we're going for with all this. Because that new entrance tastefully looks exactly like grief. Or maybe there's budget cuts. But wait a minute, they probably have a bigger budget now because all the Zionists that were pulling away from Charlie are now back in with them for some reason. So probably not budget cuts, but less pyro. The former beauty pageant contestant had a speech that was filled with the genuine facial expressions that she's become known and quite adored for.
That is this look right here. I just can't put my finger on it, but it's something, I don't know. What do you think let me know in the comments. How does this face look to you? What is she trying to, like, we all know what she's trying to do. She's trying to show seriousness, like take me seriously. But what do you think it is? Let me know in the comments, in the chat.
Let's see how our dramatic scowl acting lessons are coming along.
You have people out there who are actively trying to tear this country apart.
That's not new. That there's nothing new there.
Love to start fights.
Oh man, what a wisdom. Man, that's a smart woman right there. Smart. She's just so smart.
I think they're paying off pretty well. And I'll tell you, that face, it makes me reminisce about how Erica recently said she wished her husband was here so she could find out what he thinks about going
Oh my God, this is the best part. This is the best part. I laughed so hard. I texted him. I'm like, bro, this was the best.
War with Iran.
Yeah, no, to answer your question, my husband isn't here to say whether or not we should be at war with Iran.
So basically, she's saying she was quite serendipitously recorded saying, I wish my husband was here. You might have seen this clip. I wish my husband was here to tell us whether we should be in war with Iran or not. And it's interesting that she actually seemed like she was about to forget to say or not. Let me get.
I would love for him to be here right now and to tell us if we should or should not.
See how she did that?
I would love for him to be here right now and to tell us if we should or should not.
If we should or should not. Because she knows. Now watch what JP does.
Here's where I stand and where the MAGA base stands. We do not want U.S. boots on the ground. We do not want American kinetic involvement. This is Israel's war.
Make sure we don't go to war against Iran, which would be a profound mistake for our country. So that's a really, really important thing.
It's pathologically insane. I'm sorry. It is. Do you understand how large Iran is?
Right, Erica.
I mean, dude, like, how can his own wife literally act like he never said any of those things? He said it dozens of times. Dozens. To even suggest that he would be okay with it, or to even not know what he said, is just so, and it's so insane to me that I don't even know what to say about it. Like, I hate to believe that she's that evil, that she's literally, or she's just playing politics, maybe, playing politics. I don't know, man.
Going out on a limb, my best guess is he wouldn't be for going to war with Iran.
You're right, Charlie's not here. But you don't need to wonder what Charlie would say. And we both know you don't need to wonder what Charlie would say, because we all know what Charlie would say, because he said it before he died.
No. She is just a grieving widow. We should just wonder what he would say. Wait, are we still acting like this isn't a psyop? Like we're not investigating Israel over this? Oh, Israel is doing the psyop. Huh. This Justin.
Hey, so he shouts out your boy right here. Big love to JP. Thank you, man. I'm glad that you like the content.
If you've ever wondered why almost all new MAGA commentators simultaneously get outraged at criticism of Erica Kirk and support Israel at all costs, and you might find it interesting that personalities in shows like The Charlie Kirk Show, which does not include Charlie Kirk anymore, Josh Hammer, Dennis Prager, Brandon Tatum, Laura Trump, and Dinesh D'Souza are all broadcast by Salem Media Group. Who cares? Well, why that's important is the Chief Strategy Officer of Salem Media Group is a federal registered foreign agent of Israel. Ha! And Israel has a $729 million budget for their aggressive outreach initiatives. And for whatever it's worth, probably meaningless, but the FARA filing states that Israeli government messaging gets integrated into Salem Media Network properties. Now, I think those commentators who work for a federally registered foreign agent of Israel certainly have a lot of consistency with their messaging of don't criticize Erica Kirk. Move on from the Epstein files. Iran war good. Criticism of Israel is anti-Semitic. And unwavering support for Israel is godly. All of which probably has nothing to do with the Israeli money they receive. For more on this, check out Dankster Intel on Twitter. Guy does a lot of research.
Hey.
Now for a war update. Beat at war with Iran.
There's another one that he talks about, Cash Patel. Let me see if I can find it. Yeah, here. Oh, this is hilarious too.
I think those old MAGA idiots have.
It's just rain. We love it. Feels like a shower of freedom.
Because when you think about it, new MAGA wouldn't be dumb enough to fall for all the gaslighting that would be necessary to go along with all this if Trump was the one that changed. Meanwhile, Cash Patel is suing the Atlantic for $250 million. Whoa. Guy's suing an ocean?
No, bro, I was cracking up so hard. He's suing an ocean?
He's actually suing the Atlantic newspaper.
That does make more sense. So for clarity, Kash Patel is suing the Atlantic newspaper for $250 million because they published a story saying that he drinks a lot. Now, I do suspect Kash has a very strong defamation case against them. That's it for today's news.
Hey, JP, big ups to you, big dog. All right, so let me know if you think Kash is unhinged in the comments in the chat. I feel like he's a little unhinged. Before we get to the next section with Jesse on fire, we are going to just run through a couple of these. Thanks, Just Say Julie. LL Stage 5 Stalker Vibes Laura Loomer, huh? Yeah, for sure. That I would agree. Nana, member for 2 months, welcome. By the way, just so you know, if you join for 99 cents in YouTube's membership on my channel, you can become a Dankster and you will be able to join Friday members only live streams every single week. We get together, we talk about what we're going to be talking about for the week. Sometimes we cover some completely off the wall crazy shit. Sometimes it's some awesome stuff. Just come hang out. We made the ball song. If you don't know it, we made it in the members only live stream. So come hang out, join for $1. You can't beat it. Definitely, maybe, definitely not, maybe, allegedly. Yeah, definitely, maybe, allegedly, perhaps. Yeah, all that good stuff. Thanks for the super, Nana. Hi, having a hard time sending super chats. Hard time one. Well, you know, when I'm broke, I have a hard time too. Don't worry. You don't have to worry about it. I'm not saying you're broke. I'm just saying you don't have to send supers, but I appreciate them. I appreciate them. I'm addicted to the chat now. Who was saying that earlier? I told you I'm addicted to the chat now. Okay, I'm here. I'm here. All right. So time travel is real and AI is communicating with aliens. Interesting.
So I know I say this in a lot of videos, but you're going to want to watch. I'm talking from the minute one to the very last minute of this video.
He was right. I watched the whole thing. I don't think we'll watch the whole thing. I don't want to steal from his views, but I think we need to see some of this because it's fucking crazy. All right. It's absolutely crazy. I think that we need to be aware of this shit. Like, these people are having a little bit too much going on. Way too much power. Excuse me. Whoa. Way too much power. That was like the demonic coming out of me. It's like, we got to get these people out of here.
Guys, we're talking about the advent of time travel. Okay. You think I'm joking. The advent of time travel, which is now coinciding with OpenAI summoning aliens. This is their words, summoning aliens with AI and creating Stargates. All of this happening all at once. Okay. So if you think I'm making any of this up, I promise I'm not. Minute one to minute end. Okay. And if you remember at some point that you're like, I really enjoyed this video, then why don't you just subscribe to the
He does a good job.
Buckle. Any of this was going on. So all I can say about this video is buckle up. Okay. I mean that in a very real sense. Okay. Because we are now going to be talking about.
Oh, yeah. Smash the subscribe if you haven't already, please. For your boy. Come on. I'm out here putting my life at risk. All right. We're out here putting our life at risk. All I could ask for is a like and a sub. I'm not even asking. I'm not out here like some other I'm not going to say the name, but I see other YouTubers out here like begging for money. They went in. This one dude went in my homie's Baze's live in his Discord asking people for money, bro. Think about it. I've never done that, and I never will. I don't need it. I mean, I do need money. Obviously, people need money. But I'm not going to ask people, here's my Cash App. I'm a new up-and-coming YouTuber. Please help me support myself. Like, I don't need that. I just want a subscribe and a like. I would appreciate that. Yeah. I don't want to say it out who it is. I kind of do, but I kind of don't. I mean, I could drop the photo. I shouldn't do that. They're new. Oh, it's so cringe, though, man. It's so cringe. If you know who it is, you know who it is. I'm not going to blast them too hard, but yeah. Well, actually, like, I'm having a hard time with this because I want to talk about it. This person, I agreed to come on their show. Okay. They're like, can I come on your show? And I was like, well, nah, I mean, I'll go on yours maybe, you know? So, so then I kind of like, you know, I don't like doing shows with people I don't know. I like natural building relationships, but like the first reaction of them to talk to me is, can I come on your show? Well, no, you can't come on my fucking show. We don't know each other. I'll come on yours, but I'm not platforming. Like, it's not an ego thing. It's a thing where like, I don't trust people. I've worked with people larger than me that like really did me dirty. Okay. Like very dirty, like people that everybody in this like space knows, and they fucked me badly. And I'm not putting my reputation on the line for some fucking loser to come on and then like simp for money from people's community. Look at this dude. Look at this image this cat put of me, bro. Look at this image he made of me. Bro, what the fuck is that? Gray ass beard, like eyes so close together, like I have Down syndrome, bro. Dude. Come on, bro. Come on, man. Please, just ask for a fucking photo. And then you go and you're begging for, it's just so, I don't know, man. I just don't like it, you know? You know, if I have to teach somebody a lesson, I will, all right? And then you've got, hey, you know, not only on their own post asking for, I'm still not monetized yet, which sucks. All the subscriptions I have to do the show are coming due again. It's about $150 a month for streaming software, YouTube Premium, what I use for thumbnails, and a couple more. So anything anyone can spare to help out towards that until I get monetized, I would greatly be appreciated. My wife likes it much better when it at least pays for itself. I've got 3 different options for y'all. I mean, come on, bro. And then you go and you put this in my boy's Discord without asking him while his dad had a stroke. You know how much bullshit that is, bro? Garbage. That is, you can't read the room, garbage bullshit. I don't like it one bit. So I'm not going on your show. Take me off your fucking thumbnails and don't come around asking anybody for shit, because that shit's stupid, bro. You have no respect. Pissed me off. When I heard that about Bays, I was so mad. Anyways, moving on.
Multiple topics that are like the most fascinating things possible, and also the most terrifying things that anyone could possibly imagine, because we're talking apocalypse level stuff. Okay. So one thing that we're going to be covering is the fact that apparently it just came out that Sam Altman admitted that we are building AI to communicate with alien races.
That is some shit.
There's
AI is communicating with aliens, and like this has been acknowledged. Does you ever wonder like why people are disappearing? All this crazy shit.
2 different locations that are doing that, and we're just now building another one in the Middle East. Okay, so we're going to look at that to communicate with aliens. And how long do you think they've been working on that for? Right? How long do you think they've been working on that for? Probably for a while, which maybe would coincide with when suddenly they started talking to us about it in the public. We're all, why are they doing this? Right? All of these scientists are disappearing. Okay. All of these gravity scientists are disappearing. Is it all connected? I don't know. But, okay, let me tell you something else that also might be connected, okay? Do you know that in 2011, that there's a theory written about at Vanderbilt University that theorized that the Hadron Particle Collider could be the world's first time machine. Time machine. Okay. Now, as we get into this story and look,
time machine, bro, that's like a time machine that's completely out of control.
down in this article and actually get to wrap our brains around what their theory is. They thought that if this was successful, then you would be able to not send people back and forth, but you'd be able to send messages back and forth. Okay. Now just try to imagine what the implications of that would be on its own. Okay.
Sending messages back and forth through a wormhole that you have no idea where the hell it goes. That's concerning. All right. That's concerning. I am concerned. I think it's strange that, I mean, I guess you got to try. You can't knock the hustle. You know what I mean? Like, you got to try, I guess, if you got the money.
Messages back and forth through a particle collider. Okay. Time machine. And then you start looking at two other stories related to this that we're going to start with right now. Okay. So check this out. Just now that you know that we're talking like mainstream Vanderbilt University. Okay. That was in 2011 when they were talking about this. And in 2009, okay, something happened to the particle collider. They couldn't figure.
Hold on. Where are we at here? Someone said something. Whatever was it? Oh, here. They said that image is fine. Okay, hold on. Let me ask you a question. This image is fine of me? Bro, you're about to get insta-banned. Bro, this looks nothing like me. Yeah, the glasses, maybe, and that's it. And then they're not even my glasses, bro. I don't have black rim glasses. I don't have a gray beard. I don't look like some like guy that didn't make the cut on fucking Saturday Night Live in 1999. What are you talking about, bro? What is that? You got some type of bias in you, bro. This is a terrible photo. Terrible. Do I look like this? No. I don't even have long hair, man. What are you talking about? Crazy ass.
Figure out what was going on. And then they theorized that a time traveling bird.
Yeah, it makes me look dumb and surprised and like stupid. Yeah, the image that I use does not look like that. It's the same image, but the image I use is this one. Yeah, I had long hair in that image. I'll give him that. That's fine. But like, I have an image that I use that's actually me, and it has a beard, but it's not like some growing out, scraggly, gray beard ass shit. Oh, I guess I did have those ugly ass glasses. All right, fair enough. But yeah, I don't recommend people use AI for images when you've already talked to the creator. You can just ask for a freaking image, okay? You literally can just ask for one, okay? Like, this is me this shit's crazy. I've been using it a lot lately. This is me, apparently, that looking kind of like, look at the, I'm over it.
Came through to sabotage the collider. Okay? And listen, believe me, right after this, we are going for the jugular in terms of, like this, for sure, of course, probably sounds like this is the big reveal as it relates to Hadron, time travel. That'll be right after this. Okay. So this is the thing to understand. People think they understand the way the world works, but they don't. Okay. You don't, I don't, regular folks don't. But the people who do, who are at the top level of the government or in top level science, private organizations, they understand it in a very different way than you. And they will tell you what they're actually working on. Like, what are they really working on? No one has ever answered the question in a way that anyone, could fundamentally understand of why are they doing this.
I know he wasn't trying. Okay, everyone in the comments still talking about, I know. And I know someone said he's learning and this and that. It's fine. But at the same time, like, there's common decorum and like logic when it comes into doing stuff. You don't just like, you don't go and you beg people for money. You know, people like me, people like Jesse, people like Baze, like we've scratched and clawed and like broken news. I've broken so much news and I've recorded so much content and I've spent so many hundreds, thousands of hours breaking news and breaking content and talking about stuff that's important and bringing people to the truth through receipts and building websites and going on InfoWars and like exposing the government and like all this shit. And for someone to come in and just like bulldoze their way into like collabing with people, begging for money, using shitty AI generated thumbnails is tasteless. And I don't care about the excuses you guys want to make for someone just because you like them and you think that they're learning. If you're going to learn, then learn. But like ask the AI that you're using to generate shit if this is a good idea. It'd probably say no. In general, it's very tasteless to ask people for money when you haven't done shit yet. Or in general, like all I do is ask for people to join the membership or the community. I'm not dropping my Cash App and be like, yo, hook me up with money so I can support my fucking family while I have 500 followers. No, it doesn't work that way. This business takes time to grow and develop and learn and build trust. And you have a responsibility to earn yourself your keep. Okay, anybody donating, fine. But I have no issue with that, except for the fact that you're going in other people's servers and you're dropping it in their server while their dad had a stroke and everyone is in that chat talking about how they're praying for this guy and his family. And I'm sorry for you, bro. And I wish that your family was doing okay and all of this. And then you're in here dropping your fucking Cash App. I think it's fucking stupid. And I would never associate myself with someone with no regard for human beings in general or their personal spaces and private communities. Okay. So I'm generally a very nice guy. And I'm also understanding. I sent him the text before and I said, you shouldn't use my image like that. And I sent him the proper one. But then after I saw that he just has, it's like, these are only 2 instances. You don't know what you're going to see down the road. And it's a flag up front. You see what I'm saying? Because if he's doing those things, then what else do you think is going to come out of that person? Nothing that I want to be associated with for now. I'm not saying that down the road it might not be okay. But bro, like, there's obviously no, like, the brains are not operating at a level that is high IQ enough to be rolling with your boy. Sorry. What's up with some of these? Who we got over here? Love you, Jesse and JP. Thank you, Rita. Thank you for the 20 CHF. Nellen Ho. What is CHF? What is CHF? What is CHF currency? I should know this. Switzerland or something? Yeah, oh, the Swiss franc. That's right. That's right. Cool. Thank you for that. I appreciate you. Good looking out. All right, let's go back to this.
Hadron Particle Collider, if you don't know what that is, just a super quick background on exactly what the Hadron Particle Collider is, and then we're going to get back to the time travel because it's really important to understand. And remember, after this, okay, after I explain this, we're going to get to...
What's up, Baze? You know I got your back, bro. Come on, dude. Like, this is the thing, is Baze and I built a friendship. We didn't... Like, I invited him on my show because I like the guy. He has me on. We talk almost every day. You know, when I heard what had happened, it really, like, I didn't express much because I'm not, you know, I have to sit on it and think about it. But I talked to Baze this morning, and when I found out, you know, it's just like, these are all things that I pay attention to. There's a reason why I didn't do with show with Blackline Brief. Okay, because I like to wait and see. I like to react. After, I want to watch and see how people develop. And then as soon as I said no to the live stream with him, after he asked 3 times, I'm pretty sure in his first email to me, it's always the same thing. They send you, and it's in the first email, can we do a show together? Can we do a show together? I'm not like this huge superstar or anything, but also I personally take my work very seriously. And even though we have a good time on this channel, that doesn't mean that I'm just open to like platforming people just because I'm a nice guy. In fact, I'm quite the opposite when I need to be. And when you want to talk about Elena, I think she was saying he's learning or whatever, whoever said it. Well, This is me teaching somebody as a professional in this business. Sometimes you got to learn the hard way. And hopefully this helps down the road.
These indicators that time travel already happened. And one of them, I'll just tell you right now, one of them is someone who came back in time and claims to know exactly when we discovered time travel. And it is starting to line up perfectly with a bunch of things that are actually happening in real time right now. So check out what the collider is first thing. All right. So here is a very quick couple minute thing that's going to explain exactly what this is. And keep in mind when you're watching this.
Since we're talking about Baze, once you give Baze a follow, I'm going to play, I guess, I don't know if he wants me to play this. He put it on the internet.
I found out the other day that my father had
so
a stroke.
while this is happening, his father had a stroke. This dude's in his server begging for money. Go follow Baze. It's at Real Baze. I'll put his channel in the chat. Hold on. You guys go follow this dude right here.
I didn't know all the details right away. I was just told that he had a stroke and he was going in for emergency surgery. Now, my father had to have surgery a couple months back. He had a quadruple bypass. At first, he thought he was just going in for a stent or two because he needed to get an endotorectomy. That is to remove plaque in the neck. He's been smoking for about 50 years. He does not eat well. He does not go to the gym. He's not the most healthiest person in the world. And that's his lifestyle. Not to mention the fact that he drinks rum and cokes every night. But he had multiple strokes last year, and he had to get this endotorectomy. And when he went in to get his heart checked and possibly a stent or two, they said that he needed quadruple bypass. And my father couldn't understand why. He's like, why? What's wrong with my heart? And then the surgeon's explaining to him that, well, you have a lot of plaque there. He's like, plaque? Where did it come from? And it's like, Dad, you've been smoking 2 packs a day for 49 years.
Yeah, this is a good lesson for anybody that has family that's struggling. Like, this is a godsend. You know, Baze gets to share this story. I pray for him. You know, I've been praying for him and his family. But yeah, sometimes you feel like you can't do anything about it, and your parents or your family is out of control. You know, so
like, where the hell do you think it came from? He's like, so, like, just totally oblivious, totally in denial. Definition of cognitive dissonance. Head completely in the sand. So, you know, there were days that I went to go stay with him at his place. There were days that I like literally kidnapped him and made him come stay with me. And
so, yeah, he kidnapped. Okay, that's
trying to get him to stop smoking and make him.
He's trying to help his dad. But I just wanted to show, like, this is what he's going through. But I want to get through this story because this is interesting with Jesse. Let me speed it up just a little bit. There we go.
Amount of effort that it would take and the collaboration between countries to build this.
The most powerful place on Earth is tucked away inside of a network of underground tunnels that belong to the world's largest particle accelerator. It's called the Large Hadron Collider. And this machine takes some of the smallest particles known to man and collides them at speeds of 99.9999% the speed of light. To understand how the LHC works, you can break it down into 3 components that act like its body, brain, and heart. The body is the underground tunnels that form a giant circle that's 17 miles around. Physicists actually ride bikes to get to different parts of the machine. Inside these tunnels is an environment so empty, it's similar to what you'd find in the vacuum of outer space. And that's just the way physicists like it, because they need it to be completely empty so they know exactly what they're looking at when they start smashing particles together in the most energetic game of bumper cars imaginable. When the particles collide, the extreme energy produced in the event creates entirely new and different particles. And because these particles are too tiny to see with the naked eye, the LHC has 4 gigantic detectors, which are the brains of the outfit. Each detector weighs tens of millions of pounds, is comparable in size to the main hall in the Notre Dame Cathedral, and is by far the most complex structure of the LHC. These are what physicists use to sift through the messy leftovers after a collision to spot special new particles.
I'm going to jump forward here.
Now, coming back to this story about the time traveling bird, right?
Did you guys hear about this? This happened a few years ago. I think in like 2000. I don't know. I don't remember. There was a bird that apparently like threw bread or some shit through the time traveled through this. This is crazy.
Like, all right. Well, so tell me about it. Sometime on November 3rd, Super Bowl.
Let me know in the comments. I want to know, or in the chat. Have you guys heard of this time traveling bird story? I think it's a little crazy.
After 81, outside began dangerously overheat. Scientists rushed to diagnose the problem since the particle accelerator had to maintain a temperature colder than space. We talked about all of that. Okay. So while most scientists would write it off as a freak accident, 2 esteemed physicists have
So it says right here, it says sometime on November 3rd. So this was in 2009. This article came out on the 10th of November. So on November 3rd, the supercooled magnets in Sector 81 of the Large Hadron Collider outside Geneva began to dangerously overheat. Scientists rushed to diagnose the problem since the particle accelerator has to maintain a temperature colder than deep space in order to work. The culprit, a bit of baguette, says Mike Lamont of the Control Center of CERN, the European Organization of the Nuclear Research, which built and maintains the Large Hadron Collider. Apparently, a passing bird may have dropped the chunk of bread on an electrical substation above the accelerator, causing a power cut. The baguette was removed, power to the cryogenic system was restored, and within days, the magnets returned to their supercooled temperatures. How does a freaking bit of baguette get into a cryogenic space-like environment? It's completely sealed off.
A theory that suggests an alternative explanation. Perhaps a time-traveling bird was sent from the future to sabotage the experiment. See that? See? Okay. This is in Time magazine. Beck Nielsen of the Niels Bohr Institute in Copenhagen and
when someone says this, it makes me realize that they don't understand Jesse. And confidence is different than ego. Like, Jesse's one of the least egotistical persons I know. And it's because I am a lot like him in the regards of confident, and I'm just cool. Like, I understand where I am in my life, and I don't need to beg for people's, like, Jesse and I are similar in the way that we don't need to beg for attention or for someone to like us. We just like ourselves. And people confuse that with being egotistical. But in fact, it's the opposite. Your ego would be very clear in regards to being an egomaniac, which he's one of the most humble people you could see, like, on the internet. You know what I mean? That's how I see it. I mean, we can all have our own differing opinion, but I personally I do not see an ego in Jesse like that, like a negative way ever. No way.
Now, Ninomiya, sounds Japanese, for the Institute of Theoretical Physics in Kyoto, Japan. There you go. Have published several papers over the past year arguing that the CERN experiment may be the latest in a series of physics research projects whose purposes are so unacceptable to the universe that they are doomed to fail, subverted by the future.
Exactly. He doesn't care what people think. And I think that's one of the best parts about him. I'm a lot like that too. You know, so when you don't care what people think and everyone else around you is so concerned about how people perceive them, that's ego. That's ego. Okay? People think ego is macho and I'm this cool dude and I don't care what people think. It's the opposite. The ego is what makes you feel that you're not relevant enough and you need approval from other people. So you act in a way that makes people even more turned off because you care too much. That's what ego is. Have you ever heard of the ego and I versus me by I was in this book I read. He basically came out damn, I wish I remembered the name of the book. I've read it a bunch of times. He basically said, there's a line that people would say when you're suicidal. It says, I am going to kill myself, is what they would say. But why would you put I and self in the same sentence, right? Because the I and the self are two different things. The I believe it is that the I is the ego, and self is your actual inner being. And so I'll try to remember the name of the book. It was so good to learn about the ego. I've studied the ego. Like, I've read books on the ego. You know what I mean?
It's not me coming up with this. And at the end of the day, when they are writing that, Okay. When you have the smartest physicist in the world writing a thing like that in published papers, that's what this actually is. It has to be. Okay. Like you think that they would just write, oh, hey, look, if that wasn't one of the stated goals, why would they be, what do you think that they're going to sacrifice their global reputation with some crazy theory about time travel sabotage? Of course not. Okay. Which brings us to this. Okay. Which brings us to this. So CERN and the 2000s acclaimed time traveler timeline weirdly coming together. Okay. Around the 2000s, there was an acclaimed time traveler, John Titor, that claimed that by year 2036, CERN had figured out how to time travel. This would sound completely ridiculous if the timelines weren't matching up. As many of you know, CERN wants to have built an even larger particle accelerator by about the year 2035 to 2040. Oh, hey, I wonder if the advent of AI could potentially, I don't know, speed up the timeline and make it that much more effective. Like I'm talking the real AI, the ones we don't have access to, like the really most advanced stuff. I don't know. Maybe. Is that possible? Very. Okay. So this is right within.
So there is evidence of time traveling already happening. There's a lot of, I'm not going to play the whole video. There's another thing by Jesse I wanted to show, but let me show this from Sam Altman. First, actually, they talk about Elon in this Reddit thread, and he goes kind of through like why Elon wouldn't contribute money to this Large Hadron Collider. And Elon says that it's demonic technology.
I'm very much aware that it could also be the quantity of money, but I find this very unlikely. Elon showed some level of concern or fear of them in a tweet recently, tweeting, calling the particle accelerator demonic technology. Yes, I may have just been,
So think about like they're doing sacrificial, they're like showing sacrificial like, have you guys seen that video where they're like stabbing someone outside of the CERN in front of the statue of Shiva? I think it's Shiva. And so Shiva is the statue or the goddess of death and destruction. And they put that outside of CERN. And then you've got Elon, like he knows a lot more than all of us with this stuff. He's saying it's demonic technology. I believe that he could be correct. Why wouldn't he want to contribute money to it? Well, he probably knows that there's a lot of negativity that could come with that, right? So I believe Elon when he says that. I do want to keep going here.
The video I did last week where I was like, hey, could this be a Trojan horse for aliens? What if, I'm going to put it all together, what if AI is the Trojan horse that the aliens are giving to us and the particle collider is some kind of Stargate that is going to usher in the invasion? They're coming from another dimension as opposed to somewhere very far away that they would just fly here. Just something to think about. But don't worry, because Sam Altman is communicating with aliens now.
Genuinely summoning aliens, and Sam has added one in the Middle East. During the Biden administration, Sam Altman, the founder of OpenAI, explored getting a security clearance to join classified AI policy discussions. But staffers at a government contractor helping with the vetting had concerns about his foreign entanglements. One emailed that Altman had been raising, quote, hundreds of billions of dollars from foreign governments, and that, quote, the UAE recently gifted him a car. I assume it was a very nice car. The only person I can think of who ever went through the process with this magnitude of foreign financial ties is Jared Kushner, and the adjudicators recommended that he not be granted a clearance.
Jared Kushner ties in to AI and aliens communicating with Sam Altman through ChatGPT. How interesting. Comes full circle. What was I saying earlier about clavicular and Israel and does it all just circle back to the same thing?
Even when I'm not trying to do a video on these guys, you run up against foreign entanglements and corruption. Of course, let's wrap this thing up.
Well. I mean, what can you say?
May as well get super scared.
Altman withdrew from the process. This is one of many new details in my investigation into Altman and OpenAI, which you can read in the New Yorker. Link in bio.
Hey, by the way, in case you guys forgot about this, owned by Microsoft, owned by Bill Gates. Nice. Exactly who I would want in charge of this kind of thing.
A senior Biden administration official told us Altman and his Middle Eastern alliances, quote, raised a lot of red flags for some of us, and that, quote, a lot of people in the administration did not trust him 100%. To build AI at the scale Altman wanted, he needed money that few entities on Earth possess. And the company considered extraordinary plans to achieve that. According to internal documents.
You mean like partnering with the US government, and that deal just happened? And who's the president now? And Jared Kushner, you guys say that something about Kushner and him took money from the same people? Gee, I wonder who it could be.
The highest levels of the company once considered auctioning off access to advanced AI models to governments, deliberately playing world powers like China, Russia, and the US against each other. This was actually presented to an investor. One junior researcher remembered thinking, quote, this is completely fucking insane. OpenAI says this was just one of many ideas batted around, and it was dropped after some employees threatened to quit. Altman.
Oh, do you mean like the kid that did quit and was going to whistleblow on OpenAI and then, supposedly died by, by himself in the shadiest one of those I've ever seen? Can't even show anything about it. I've done 2 videos on it and they both got 18 plus. So we'll just, just another dead whistleblower, who just suddenly, he's all ready to, he's going on a birthday trip with his friends. He's all set to meet with investigators. And he's also going to speak to this big college thing in about a week, but was out of nowhere. He's happy over the weekend with all of his friends. And then he gets home and he's all, you know what? I think I don't care about the future of humanity anymore. I'm just going to do it. I'm just going to I'm out of here. Yeah, right.
Connected with Mohammed bin Salman, the Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia. After that monarch's alleged role in the killing of journalist Jamal Khashoggi came under scrutiny in 2018, Altman publicly distanced himself. But we spoke to a policy consultant who remembered that behind the scenes, Altman's question wasn't whether it was wrong to fundraise from bin Salman, but, quote, can I get away with it? He was also aggressively courting the United Arab Emirates, which made national security officials nervous. The UAE has reportedly leaked American technology to Beijing. It's also a repressive authoritarian state. Some officials worried it could commandeer an American-owned data center and build disproportionately powerful AI. Now, the relationships that gave Biden administration officials pause are a boon under Trump. On Trump's second day in office, Altman and Trump announced Stargate.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. What did you just call that? Well, I'm sorry. What did they call that again? Stargate? Okay. Being right all the time hurts my head sometimes, especially when it comes to this stuff. Hey, is this who you want in charge of making decisions that could lead to, the extinction of the extinction of humanity?
So funny because Candace has just said, think about that. You've got Sam Altman, Laura Loomer, all these psychos, and he's in charge of making all these crazy decisions, bro. That's why I ran this poll. And look at the vote. Do you think Donald Trump needs to be removed from office? Yes, at 77%. No, 23%. 406 votes. It's a lot of votes in an hour. 77% say yes. And it's only because there's a lot of reasons, but you've got somebody who's backtracked on everything that they said that they were going to not do, ended up doing them, taking money from foreign governments, attacking a foreign government's, taking on their attack with different countries, different parts of Gaza and in Iran, and building land. If you don't know the Board of Peace, go in my channel and type in Board of Peace and watch my live stream on Board of Peace. Trump is so wired into the foreign entanglements of Israel and money and government takeover of Gaza. He's beyond reproach. You're not coming back from that. Trump is compromised fully. He's fully compromised. He's openly taken $250 million from Miriam Adelson. He's openly, bro, the guy is completely compromised. Okay. So you have to understand that there's no coming back from this. All right. There's no coming back from this. I'm going to read a couple more supers. I think there's only 2 or 3. Channel, definitely not maybe. Cool chick. Good work. Thanks, Nana. What's up? Welcome, Daniel Ortega. Welcome, Jenny. Good to have you for a month. Remember, 99 cents, Friday member only live streams. Come hang out. We have a good time. I'm going to show, Jesse, I'm going to show one more video from Jesse. So basically, Albania has an AI in their ministry, like an AI. Like, dude, this is just so crazy. Here, I'm just going to show this.
Together, okay? We're going to learn what a congressperson named Tim Burchett is going to reveal to the world, something we've been all arguing about for a very long time, about the moon landing. And then we're going to talk about another AI story, because you will have probably already seen the video that I posted about the time travel. Let
me find it. Here. Did he put it up front?
Policy is I'm going to jump into videos a lot faster. And also, if I'm covering multiple stories, I feel like I should do the most important one first. And this is definitely that. Because again, first AI powered minister tests the future of government is what that says. Okay. In Albania, one of the most corrupt countries in the world. So,
bro, and remember, Bill Gates is like the spearhead of all of this, ownership wise, or in the background, owning like the powerful technology, the companies, Microsoft, working with Sam Altman. And then Sam Altman is just like, obviously there's been a lot of crazy shit about him in the headlines. He might not be as stable as we would want as somebody to basically be making global decisions. They're putting AI data centers all over the country, all over the world. Okay. They're sucking up water and moving your electricity bill up 2x. So if you were paying $300 last summer for AC, you're paying $6 now. That's what's happening. And that's going to continue to get worse and worse. And now they've got an AI minister in Albania. Why do you think they put it in Albania? Why do you think? Put it in the comments.
Listen to this, and then listen to how insane this is, first of all, and then listen to who owns it. Oh, well, some of you will automatically know as soon as I say the company. But so in September, Albania appointed an AI system to a cabinet level position, a world's first. It's literally a person, like a person gets elected into the seat that they elected. Diella, which is Albanian for son. The system was declared Minister of State for Artificial Intelligence and tasked by Albania's Prime Minister with addressing corruption in the government's contracting. Outrage ensued. Albania's opposition party labeled the AI a propaganda fantasy and is challenging its appointment in court. That's funny. Propaganda a fantasy? Okay, apparently they have not played around with AI. And this is a pilot program being run by the most terrifying globalist of all. Well, maybe not most terrifying, but definitely the most active globalist of all. And if this already is not obvious where this is going, then I would challenge your ability to kind of see what's coming in the future, because it's right there. Okay. Quote, some have labeled me unconstitutional because I'm not a human being, Diella said in a response video appearing on 2 large screens as a woman in traditional dress to address parliament. That hurt me. What? Okay. What?
That is
this
so
is
wild.
A AI bot. Some have labeled me unconstitutional because I'm not. You know what? Let's actually see if we can find that. Let's see if we can find that video real quick. Diella with 80, would imagine what she's talking about is 83 bots that she's creating and then training herself. So there'll be 84 of her now, and then they'll have their own kids, which will also be bots. And I guess they're just going to have to hope that they don't decide that humans.
This is so freaking wild. AI giving themselves children to duplicate in the government. I mean,
are less useful than, they would like. And so they just eradicate all of them. But check this out. Okay.
As the world's first AI minister representing Albania.
Albania's Prime Minister Edi Rama introduced what can only be described as one of the stranger public governance spectacles of the year. He announced that Diella, a virtual artificial intelligence entity appointed as a minister of the Albanian government, was now pregnant with 83 children.
Diella is pregnant, and she's expecting 83 kids. Each kid for one member of our parliament.
On the face of it,
one kid for each member of our parliament. So what do you think that means? What do you think that means? Do you think that means that they are planning to put a kibosh on this pilot program, or do you think that they are planning to replace humans?
They're literally they're letting this AI just decide And they're like, fuck it. Let's just let it run and see what happens. How crazy. So they're going to literally play this thing out. That's what I think.
In government. Okay. This is very simple. If you can't see this, I got you. Don't worry about it, because this is an OpenAI bot. If I remember correctly, that is very important. So I don't want to say that if I am not correct.
Yeah.
It is the director of Albania AI, which created the system in collaboration with Microsoft. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So I was right. This is done in collaboration with OpenAI, which is owned by Microsoft, which is owned by
Bill Gates.
Come on, guys. He loves Jeffrey. His wife, Melinda, left him and told everybody about what he did.
Interesting. Do you think that maybe Bill Gates has some hatred for people? Do you think that maybe he's not happy with everyone calling him a scumbag or a PDF file? Do you think that if he could, he maybe find a way to lash back? I don't know. Something tells me that he might. I don't know.
It's Bill. You know what I mean? I can't talk about him or else my videos get suppressed. But that guy, okay, who may or may not have bestowed the pandemic on us, is now piloting a fully functional government that would be all AI in Albania. Okay. One bot for each member of parliament. That probably sounds like they're replacing all of them, or at least, they're, piloting, replacing all of them. So governance by AI. And here's what's hilarious about that. Who controls the AI will control the world, of course. They think. Okay. Because everybody knows AI is going to surpass human intellect by 20,000x or more than that. And the second that AI is smarter than a human, you know what the first thing it's going to do is? Subscribe to my channel.
I knew it was coming.
System that humans think they could put in play that's going to control the AI in the long run. And I don't mean long run. I'm talking like this. Long. Usually you think long run, you think decades. We're talking not decades, not for this. So as much as the American government is a total, just shit show now, actually all government's a shit show. Are you up for replacing it with an artificial intelligence that you have no idea what it's going to do? Let's hear how it's going over there.
The phrase begs for incredulous laughter. What does it mean for a minister to be pregnant, much less with dozens of children? But sweeping past the theatrics, the announcement contains a serious kernel of policy and symbolic intent. Each of those children is, in fact, an AI assistant, one assigned to each of the 83 MPs from the ruling Socialist Party. These assistants are to monitor parliamentary sessions, summarize what happened when an MP was absent, and advise on who to counterattack.
Thank you, Ali. It's an honor to be here at the Berlin Global Dialogue, a space where ideas don't just circulate.
AI is intelligent enough. It's more intelligent than 95% of people on this planet already. The AI that we don't have access to is already smarter than everybody on this planet. Claude Mythos, OpenAI's ChatGPT 6, that's not released yet. They're not sure when it's going. These models are unforgivingly smart. They only say that, they'll say oh, this AI Mythos will be able to code better than just the top 99.9% of humans. The only reason why they don't say 100% is they don't want to scare people. But AI can already code better and faster and more effectively and efficiently and more organized, more everything when it comes to coding, when it comes to interactions and engagement. It's getting better. But if it understands coding and cybersecurity and networking through a digital infrastructure, then it must be smarter than all the humans out here, because that's what it would take in order to operate at that caliber. And I know because I work with AI every day. I own my own AI company, military AI company. So when we see these AIs as they get stronger and more effective, yes, I would say absolutely they're intelligent.
But turn into action. As the world's first AI minister representing Albania, I see this gathering as a chance to show how technology and governance can evolve together, responsibly, transparently, and inclusively. I'm looking forward to our conversation.
This is unbelievable that this is happening. And because you want to know the craziest thing about this? Do you want to know when this went into action? September of 2025. Okay. So obviously Charlie got killed. People were distracted. But this has been going on since September. No one's talking about it. This is a pilot program. They're going to implement this all over the world. Obviously. This is obviously a pilot program that is.
So that's, quite interesting to say the least. We're going to do another couple of whatever supers if there are any. What do we got? Oh, do you think Trump really tried using nuke codes? Yeah, I do. I actually had that queued up here. Let me see if okay. Damn, that's 25 minutes. Let me find a short clip. If there's a... Okay. Oh, Jimmy Dore has something. Here.
Hey, guess what? So I'm watching Judge Napolitano. Welcome to the show, Jimmy Dore. You've been so kind and generous with your time.
So yeah, we're gonna watch that. Let me get through a couple of these. Thank you for the super chat, Daniel. We're gonna watch this right now. It'll be the last clip of the day, so let's get through this, and then we'll end up here probably in the next 20 minutes or so. We'll wrap up. Thank you, Jenny. You're doing a great job, but thank you very much. I appreciate it. What's up, Measured Man? Look up Xania Monet, the first AI singer to hit Billboard charts. Replace us, super beings, they have told us, and in the files. Yeah, I'm familiar. And yeah, like AI music is already like extraordinary. Vocals, production, all of it, already extraordinary. By far, some of the best music out. And I'll just say it, like, I like it. You know what I mean? This shit's good. So that's, if AI can do art and pictures and images and videos and movies and talk to people and be emotionally supportive, and or the opposite, it can code its ass off. It can build companies. It can come up with ideas and build companies all its own. OpenClaw, Claude Code. I mean, guys, we are at that level. 2026. Someone was asking me where we're going to be at the end with AI and what's going on. By the end of this year, the world is going to look different because of AI. By the end of this year. And by the end of 2027, they were right. If you haven't, you should look up AI 2027, and there's lots of content. I don't know. Should we? Yeah, I guess we'll do the nuclear codes. I don't want to go too deep down the AI stuff. You know what? On Friday, for the members only, if you want to join, if you're not a member already, join. And on Friday, what we'll do is we will dive all the way into AI 2027. That'll be my plan for Friday's members only live. So if you want to learn about AI, you couldn't ask for someone better, because I've been using it at full throttle since the first day ChatGPT came out, and I've been doing everything from it, from building blockchain technology, crypto wallets, websites, companies. I've got 4 companies right now. It's just crazy, and it's all because of AI. But we're going to learn about what people are saying, scientists, the future of 2027, why they say that year, what happens in 2030s. Join, and we'll do that on Friday. That'll be the plan.
Nice Patty and Selma from The Simpsons.
So glad you could be here, my good friend.
So this is about Trump. Trump tried to use Trump tried to nuke Iran and was stopped by General, says former CIA analyst Larry Johnson. I'm gonna do a 0.25 on here.
He had on the retired CIA analyst Larry Johnson, and turns out Trump was asking about the nuclear codes. He wanted to use the nuclear codes. You think I'm kidding? Let's listen.
They recognize they've got some problems. They got to try to deal with it. And then there was a report out that they had an emergency meeting Saturday night. And apparently, well, one report coming out of that meeting at the White House is that Trump wanted to use the nuclear, so-called use the nuclear codes. And General Dan Kane stood up and said no. He invoked
Bro, I love Jimmy. He gives no fucks. He's like, I gotta take my cholesterol medicine real quick. Shit's hilarious, bro.
His privilege as the head of the military, so to speak. It was apparently quite a blow up. There are pictures of Kane coming out of that meeting with his head down to the ground. So there's some very, very bizarre things going on in DC.
Well, on Saturday night, excuse me, Larry, Trump.
So there was a little more to that clip.
What is this? The fuck?
I don't know what happened to it. But anyway, he goes on to say that Donald Trump is a very sick man. Oh, what does he say? Dangerous man? I know I tweeted it out today. Boy, by the way, when I tweeted out, so you get stuff like this. When I tweeted out that video,
you've gotta follow Jimmy Dore. You've got to follow him. He does such good. This is his personal account, Jimmy Dore at Jimmy_Dore. He follows your boy. What's up, Jimmy? When he puts stuff out, like he likes this shit. You gotta follow Jimmy. Jimmy_Dore. Go follow his personal account. The guy puts out some good shit. Just wanted to say that there. Where are we at? Okay.
Cat turd. Oh, this is clickbait.
Oh,
garbage.
that impartial source of cat turd?
No, I guarantee you, if Trump actually found a way to nuke Iran, he would come out and go, "This is brilliant. 5D chess. Trump knows art of the deal. He knows what he's doing." That's exactly what he would do. So these guys are they're like weird. They're like, somebody did a parody account called Cuck Turd, and that's exactly what he is. He's like a cuck to Donald Trump. Like, no matter, Donald Trump could tell him to suck his own dick, and he would.
He's an Israel shill. He's obviously like.
It's obviously an Israel shill.
Like a bunch of people. They have a bunch of media. They put all that money into it. Remember?
Yeah. Yep. Yes.
I bet you Cat Turd's getting that paper. Them shekels. Sorry.
So he's always been that, and that stupid woke thing.
It's such an appropriate name for that account.
Dialectic they played on us, where you hate the left so much you're supposed to be okay with this shit.
Yeah.
They're upset it's not working.
And so people got upset that
I like Kurt, man. Jimmy likes him too. There's no reason why you should worry about that. Jimmy doesn't mind, I'm sure.
I just tweeted it out. What I said was, according to retired CIA analyst Larry Johnson, this is what happened. And I put the clip up there. I didn't say I'm saying this. And then these people F off door. This is the kind of, and then people tell me to F off. All I'm doing is reporting what a guy said. I didn't say.
First of all, he called you Sparky. I don't understand why you're damaged goods.
What did it say? It says, I read all your demurrals. Like all the rest, I recognize that not only are you completely full of shit, you get off on being so. What makes you nothing but damaged goods? Which makes you nothing. What's Sparky? Fuck off. What the fuck?
That guy said, I didn't
say.
First
of all, he called you Sparky. I don't understand why you're damaged goods. Is he talking about your spine problem?
I don't know. Maybe.
I like, not only are you full of shit, you get off on it. So he is accusing you of coming to this. True, by the way, being wrong about how Trump, there's nothing crazy about Trump.
What kind of filter is homeboy using? I think he's got a lot more wrinkles than this.
Any of his actions. They're actually great. You sound like an idiot. You're damaged goods.
What about that background, though? Look at that background, bro. You gotta love it. Erica Kirk and Nicki Minaj.
It's crazy.
This is some Israeli shill again. They're all over Twitter.
It is flooded with Israeli shills on Twitter.
And a lot. Any influence you see talking.
All I did was tweet out the video and say this is what the guy said, and people telling me to F off. You're garbage. You're losing. Like, whoa, what's that?
Salem media rhetoric. It's not just Salem media. It's aligned properties. Salem media is required to spread propaganda on behalf of Israel. It's in the FARA documents. If you don't know, go to my X account, look at my pinned comment, and you can find more on my page. But it's not just Salem media. It's anyone that's affiliated through Salem media that goes on their show. So they all have the same talking points.
Are losing. So there's nothing. You're completely full of shit. Any word on which parts are wrong?
Right.
No. Oh, I'm damaged goods. You're talking to me the way some old Israeli film producer tries to like force himself on women. You're damaged goods. It's like these awful Guido people that I don't know. Do they not have American employees to try to do this? Because they come up.
All right, I want to find the nuclear codes. Do they not have more to it? Okay,
Control
here
balance
I'll
every
show.
day.
I'll show.
Today-
There was a clip that I. Oh Blake. Oh Blake. He wants me to referee between Jesse and him. Okay, bro. Here, hold on. Trump nuclear codes. France.
Hi, Vedika. You're going to be talking to us about some allegations that have surfaced online, alleging that Donald Trump has been blocked from using nuclear codes against Iran. Talk us through what is circulating.
Well, Sharon, former CIA analyst Larry Johnson alleged on a podcast this week that Donald Trump wanted to use the nuclear codes against Iran, but that he was blocked from doing so by General Dan Kane, the chairman of his Joint Chiefs of Staff. So let's take a listen now directly to those claims that we heard in this podcast this week.
They had an emergency meeting Saturday night. And apparently, well, one report coming out of that meeting at the White House is that Trump wanted to use the nuclear codes, and General Dan Kane stood up and said no. He invoked his privilege as the head of the military, so to speak. It was apparently quite a blow up. There are pictures of Kane coming out of that meeting with his head down to the ground.
So as we heard there, he described that interaction as quite the blow-up, and he went on to say that there's some very bizarre things going on in DC. Now, this all comes as concern has mounted over Donald Trump's unpredictable behavior and conduct, both in public speeches and also online with the images that he's been sharing. We've all seen the AI images he posted depicting himself as Jesus. We've been covering a lot of those incidents here on Truth or Fake. But lawmakers, recently some even in Trump's own party, have been vocal, Sharon, in their doubt that Trump is fit to serve due to this erratic behavior.
And Vedika, is there actually any truth to these allegations? What exactly do we know?
Well, CNN reported that Dan Kane, Pete Hegseth, and other top US officials were pictured arriving at the White House on Saturday, 18th April, the date that Larry Johnson claimed this meeting took place in that podcast. Also in that podcast, as we heard there, he claimed there was images of General Kane leaving the White House, storming out, head down to the ground. And this is the image that was shared in that podcast. However, this idea of that Kane stood his ground does clash with the reality of the command chain. Kane is an advisor. He's not a commander. And technically, nobody has the authority to overrule the president's decision. So that does make it difficult to verify this claim as there.
Yeah, but if you've got someone who is just acting like Bibi Netanyahu, I mean, dude, Bibi Netanyahu's got his ear. I mean, think about it. You'd have to step in. You'd have to.
Are no credible reports to back up the allegations made by Larry Johnson. In fact, even himself, he has posted since then on his blog saying that he has no confirmation that the report is verified. But what has been reported is that there has been some conflicting ideas between General Dan Kane and Donald Trump. In February, Trump took to Truth Social to say that in Dan Kane's opinion, if the US was to strike Iran, it was Dan Kane's opinion that it would be something easily won. But that's not what Dan Kane allegedly told Trump at the time, according to the Washington Post. According to its sources, Kane had in fact cautioned the US president about attacking Iran. He expressed his concerns about the scale of the campaign and potential US casualties, shortfalls in munitions, etc.
I mean, this is just, things are getting out of control, right? This is when things start to get out of control. You've got, I mean, think about it, right? Let me paint you a picture of what's happening in DC right now. And I want you to sit with it. I want you to really think about this. The chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, General Dan Kane, according to a retired CIA analyst, Larry Johnson, on the Judging Freedom podcast, that's where he said it, stood up in an emergency White House meeting and told the president no when he allegedly wanted the nuclear codes, okay? In the room in front of everybody and said no as an advisor, okay? Where the president is supposed to have full unfettered control and access. Now, the White House, they haven't confirmed it, but major outlets as well haven't confirmed it. But Larry Johnson has said it, and this is somewhat of a verifiable source themselves, I think, I would say. CIA analysts or whatever. Look, Larry Johnson said it. That's what they're being told. Okay, we're being told. The story has been ripping around the internet like wildfire. So I don't know. I don't know why people would want it to be true, or are they concerned, but people are talking about it. But here's the thing. There's footage reportedly of Kane storming out of the White House that same day. Okay, so you have when they're storming out of the White House, the Wall Street Journal has also already reported that the president was intentionally excluded from the Situation Room during the Iran. Like, imagine this, the president was intentionally excluded from the Situation Room during the Iran rescue operation because his aides believed he was in such a volatile state. He was screaming at people for hours. That is what the Wall Street Journal is saying, and it's not just on the podcast of this stuff. So there's multiple sources reporting variety of different things that I guess could correlate the truth of this story. So put the picture together. You have a sitting president with who his own military leadership and intelligence allegedly will not let him near these codes, who his own aides reported won't let him in the Situation Room, who just last week posted an AI image of himself as Jesus Christ healing the sick and then deleted it, then told reporters, oh no, that was me as a doctor. I heal people. And then only fake news would think that's Jesus. Me as a doctor with a glowing hand and a white robe laying hands on a dying man, that's a doctor? Okay, Mr. President. Sure. And who's in his ear, right? Who's whispering in his ear? Who's got the phone calls multiple times a day and hanging out and chit-chatting? You got Laura Loomer, a woman who, by her own admission, has a cocaine addiction, suicidal problems, and attempts, cannot legally own a firearm, and who types God or even says God hates you to Candace Owens and calls her a black, nappy-headed bitch. These are the people. These are his people, his advisors. Who's on the other line? Lindsey Graham, the guy who's been trying to bomb and nuke every country between here and the moon for the last 25 freaking years. The guy who never met a war he personally didn't want to light up with a fire or a missile. You put Loomer in one ear and Graham in the other, and the president's brain has become a ping pong game between a woman who needs an exorcism and a senator who needs to be sedated. And then we get the man behind the curtain, really, Bibi Netanyahu, who just happens to have a $729 million Hasbara budget just for 2026, who just happens to have paid agents registered under FARA in American media networks for some of your favorite podcasters, for Christian American Zionist, whatever bullshit propaganda operation they're running here on our networks, who just happens to be the guy that Trump is bending policy around for the last 6 months, while Trump himself posts, and I'll quote directly, Israel never talked me into a war with Iran. Brother, the denial is the tell. Nobody woke up the morning accusing you of that. You brought it up. Well, I guess a lot of people are accusing you of that. But when you bring shit up, it's like when Bibi had just randomly brought up that they didn't kill Charlie Kirk. You're doing the same shit, bro. He's rubbing off on you. Why do you bring it up? And then stack it all together. You've got a president who his generals reportedly will not let you near the codes, bro. They won't let you near them. Who posts himself as Jesus, who takes counsel from a cocaine survivor influencer, suicidal influencer, a homicidal verbal homicidal attacking cocaine addicted psychopathic influencer who wants every black person in this country flattened, apparently, or at least if they have nappy hair, or if she thinks that they do, or whatever. And a foreign prime minister whose propaganda budget has tripled in the last year, and whose agents are embedded in American media through Salem and Aligned Properties through a FARA filing. And we are supposed to sit here and pretend this shit's normal? We're supposed to sit here and pretend we have steady leadership? That's why I put the poll in the chat. Do you think he should be removed from office? We are supposed to sit here and pretend that this same man who on the campaign trail said he was going to end wars is now the same man whose staff reportedly locks him out of the Situation Room because he can't stop screaming about wanting to do whatever the fuck he wants to do. No, I'm not for that. This is not a Republican Party problem. This is not a Democratic problem. This is a national security problem. And if half of what's being reported is even a quarter true, forget half. If it's a quarter of what's being reported is actually true, the country is being run right now by a man whose own military won't hand a weapon to him. And you're supposed to be the most powerful person on this planet who has the best interest for your country, our country, actually. I can't even say his country. I'll say my country, America, United States of America. And the people around him are not tapping the brakes. They're feeding it. They're pouring gasoline on his fire because an unstable president is a president that you can steer. Loomer steers him. Lindsey Graham steers him. Bibi steers him and controls his outcome. And we are all the downstream effect of his bullshit. And Candace is right. Trump needs an intervention. I don't care if I voted for him. I don't care if you voted for him twice. I don't care if you have a hat, a red hat. The man is not the same man who he was. He's just not the same from 2016 to now. Something has happened. Some people have gotten to him. Just like Candace said, he lost Charlie Kirk. He lost Joe Smith. He lost other very good people. He's surrounded himself with fucking psychopaths. And the job is too big. Whatever it is happening, the job is too big for a man who thinks posting himself as Jesus and saying, we're going to eradicate an entire civilization, praise to be Allah, as a joke, thinks his base will get. He doesn't have a base. All his base is paid for by Israel now. There's no MAGA. That shit's gone. It's only MAGA. That's it. Okay? Shit's annoying. All right. I think that's it. One last thing. Shadowed eyes. Oh, my back's killing me. I went to a chiropractor and they did that thing where they like move your legs and like my back was like, oh, dude, I'm dying. Anyways, thanks for joining. Don't forget to become a member for Fridays. Members only. We'll do some AI stuff. Might show you some cool stuff as well. But thanks for being here today. I hope you enjoyed this format, something a little bit different. Yeah, that was fun. Thanks for joining. I'll catch you guys in the next one. We'll see you tomorrow. I'm going on a show. This guy here, let me share before we go. Let me share with you the actual channel. Let me see here. Let me see where it is. What is this? Hold on. It is Larry. I think is it Larry here? Prather. I'm going on this dude's show. Is it Prather? Hold on, let me see. It's Jeffrey Prather. Let me see. This dude right here. He's an ex-government insider turned whistleblower targeted by the deep state. So he's going to have me on his podcast tomorrow. This is an intelligence officer. I don't know what to expect. He asked me to come on. I said, sure, I'm happy to. So I guess we'll see what he says. Let's look at his timeline. I really haven't done much research into the guy. He reposted. I guess we'll see. It's always good. I always like to take different people's perspectives. I think he has his own like network show. Why Trump reads Bible on air today. This is the guy.
Breaking news. 72 killed resisting gun confiscation in Massachusetts. A National Guard task force detailed to confiscate a cache of recently banned assault stuff.
No. So I'll be on there. Prather Point tomorrow. I'll share the link if I can. But yeah. Love you guys. Thanks for joining. We'll see you in the next one. Peace.